On the workbench here is a digital tire gauge or pressure gauge made by SKS and all the components of the packaging. In this video I'm going to review and share with you how it's been working for me for the last 6 months, especially that we got off, maybe not on the wrong foot, but on a rocky start. This was dead on arrival and needed some fixing to make it work, but since then it's working. So let's go back a little bit and let's look at the features first before I talk about the fixing. So I paid for it this much money in North America here, and I thought this was expensive, and I still think it's on the expensive side. The tire gauge has a swivel head. That's nice to make it easy for taking readings in different angles, and has a dual head. One side of the head is for Presto valves and the other side is for Schrader valves. Now I have on a bicycle here one Presto valve that's exclusively used on bicycles with narrow rims. On most other bicycles you can find this automotive style valve, American valve or Schrader valve or whatever name you know it. It's on cars' wheels, motorcycles' wheels, and on some bicycle wheels as well. So this small digital tire gauge with its swivel head can take measurement on both of these types of valves. It measures in bars and PSIs in terms of units of measure, and those are the maximum for the range of the instrument. In North America most everybody uses PSI, everywhere else people use bars. On the back side here I can see some kind of recognition or some kind of awards mentioned. I don't know if it's for the brand or for this particular model, but initially I wasn't much impressed, especially that, like I said, it didn't work. When it's being switched on, it's got an orange display and the PSI numbers have 1 decimal place and the bar measurements have 2 decimal places. So that's how that looks like. It also comes with, within this packaging here, has a small bag included with a drawstring, very thoughtful, never used it just yet, and instructions with nice clear pictures and stuff about the battery disposal. Oh yeah, and a cute little typo there, needed space between the and the materials, whatever. Alright, so this is what's in the packaging. In terms of what didn't work, it's fairly straightforward. It wasn't measuring tire pressure. It is now. So what did I do? And this didn't just happen to this particular one unit. Because it wasn't working, I took it back to the store and we tried another one, and that was also behaving the same way, and the third one and the fourth one. So, but this is what can happen to yours as well. So, to make it work, of course, you have to open the cover, take out the plastic film that's there, which I only moved out of the way, and then put the lid back on so it's fully functional. Alright, once the numbers show up, it should show 0, and this is what I did. I bought it at a bicycle store, so I took it to a bicycle wheel with a Presto valve on it. I held it on just like so for measuring pressure, and it was showing nothing on the display. It was showing 0.00. In this case I have that many bars and not many PSIs shown because now it's working properly. But at the time in the store, and we repeated it with 4 different units, they were all showing 0. And it doesn't matter how hard you push or what changed the angle, they were all showing 0. So we were stuck in the store with it. The bicycle store guy also was none the wiser. So what do we do? I thought maybe it's there is some manufacturing imperfection, some kind of impurity or a shred of plastic or something in it that's holding, that's not allowing air to go through from the head here all the way through to the sensors inside. So I took it to an automotive wheel and repeated the measurement with using the Schrader valve. So I just rotate it around like so, and I held it on a valve with any amount of pressure, just like so, and I took a measurement, and then numbers showed up on the display. Nice. So all I did was, again, took it back to a bicycle wheel and put on the side for the Presto valve, and then I had nice numbers on it, and it was working. So that was all the fix. But it was taking some time and some guesswork. So once the direction of the airflow is changed through the head, whatever little clog was caused by a piece of plastic or whatever gets in there during manufacturing, that was cleared with reversing the direction of the flow, and ever since it's working flawlessly, and I like it. As you can see, it's got an auto switch off function, so it switches itself off or powers down after I don't know, 15 seconds or whatever, relatively short length of time. It doesn't have a button for resetting your measurements, because you can just take one measurement with it while it's on. There you can see some numbers on it, like 53 psi there, and then while it's still on, you can just take another measurement with it. It doesn't have to be reset to 0. There, 42.5 psi. So it works, and after a while it just switches itself off. It doesn't need a reset button. You can also set pressure with it, or it's for deflating a tire, so not really setting a pressure, because it doesn't inflate, it only deflates, but deflates with some feeling. So instead of rushing out a lot of air relatively uncontrollably, you can hold this one on and just bleed out smaller amounts of air until you get to a, if it's overinflated a little bit, you can get to a desired pressure. So the item, I forgot to mention, weighs 40, I measured 44 grams, with still including this piece of plastic that should have been thrown away, that I just keep on the unit. But they mention it here, it's only inside the packaging. It should be printed on this one where you can read it at the point of purchase, but they do mention it here that 43.5 grams, and on a jeweler scales I measured 44 with that little plastic. I say it's pretty good. So that's how much it weighs, and I like carrying it with just a small 100 gram pump. About the pump I have a separate video, because it's an amazing little pump. I'm gonna probably include it in a link in the description of the video below. So since this fix was done with this instrument, this fix, it's been working flawlessly, and also the other ones in the store, they also were made to work exactly in the same manner. Didn't work on Presto, take it to Schrader, take it back, and it works on Presto. So that was it, and it's been working fantastically well ever since. It's lightweight, it's accurate enough, and the battery never needed changing since whatever, for the last 6 months. So that's how it's been working. I like it. It's a keeper.